Hello, everybody. Spider here, coming to podcast, San Antonio, Texas. Of course, being joined by Gabriel Chavez. My man, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, my friend. Thank you so much. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, bro. I know you had a long day at work. I don't work full time, so I was home by 2 o'clock. But I did stay busy, and I went to the park. I went to go enjoy this weather. It's been nice and cool, lately. So taking advantage of it,
It's
man.
been really good. Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, it's pretty good. The weather is it's this time of the year that it's kind of changing, right? To the winter weather. Not still
Oh
yet
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
but really good.
No, no, I agree, man. And we need it. I tell people because like when it's cold, like I'll say this, like I go jogging and during the summer I wear a hoodie. I have a hoodie on. I'm sweating the top, bro. It's a few
Yeah,
times I thought I almost died. It was that bad, but when it gets cold, I man, I appreciate everything because I know how hot it is. So when it gets cold, I'm out there in shorts. I'm like, man,
yeah, no,
let it soak in.
we
But my
really
man,
enjoy it.
we're both here in San Antonio, bro. Earlier we were talking, and you're not from San Antonio originally.
No, no, I'm from Mexico City. I've been living here in San Antonio for 12 years now, and I really enjoy this change. I fall in love with the city. It's a really friendly city, really family. It's really nice people around, so supportive. It still makes me feel like a big city but small town vibe.
Yeah.
Like probably you go somewhere and you find someone that knows your
Oh yeah.
friend or the people
Yeah.
that you know as well. So it's pretty crazy, but it's really nice.
No, yeah, that's what I tell people. Especially like with the indie film community. It's so small, but yet it's big. We're everywhere. I
Right.
jump on projects in other cities here in Texas, and I always run into somebody from San Antonio. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. Like, it's just it's always helps me relax. Somebody I've worked with, or just somebody that knows somebody I know, and I'm like, all right, cool. Hang on to this guy, man. I just enjoy the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, you never imagine that probably the people that you just met, they know a lot of friends of you. So it's nice. It's something really curious, but it's really good.
Yes, I used to joke around and tell people like I was a local celebrity, man, because I cover combat sports. I've been involved with boxing, MMA, kickboxing, and
Oh,
I
cool.
used to do media. I still do it, not as much as I used to, but I knew coaches, the fighters, and even now, like a lot of the guys that started back when, now they have their own business. They're teaching, they're instructors, they're black belts. They're in the UFC. They're still doing it, and I'm like, heck yeah, dude, that's pretty cool, But because of
That's
that, like
great.
everywhere I went, somebody, hey, Spider, or they used to, call me Spider, but you know, it's pretty cool,
Yeah,
man. Had to get used to it.
that's great. Yes, yes. And well, now I have 12 years here, so I now get used to that. So, and it's very common, right? So it's still enjoy it.
Let me ask you because for me, I do a lot of events, and I made a lot of cosplayers, man. So I'm there talking to somebody in costume, and then I run into them like weeks later, and they're talking to me, and I'm like, "Who the heck is this guy, man?" And it turns out it's the guy, but because they're in costume, I don't know who it is, man. But it's just, it still happens, People will be talking to me, and I'm like, all right, cool, man. And I'm like, man, where do I know this guy from? And then it just, by the
From
time we're done
somewhere.
talking, I'm like, oh, okay, I know where I know him from. Short attention span, bro. But yeah, I'm always out there mingling, rubbing elbows with people, man. Networking, bro. That's where it's at, right?
Networking. Yeah, and it's really important because, as I told you before, it's a really supportive community. So you never know. Like probably you can find someone that it's creative as you, and probably
Oh
they can support you in some other ways. So it's a win-win relationship, and you can start building that with community. And it's really good to have people supporting your art, and also that you can support them as well. So you never know, and it's the importance of networking. And also in this community on film community, that a lot of people is trying to do their best to create something important for their development for their professional experience.
yeah.
And probably you can find someone that can add something important to that project, and it's really nice to find people like that.
No, no, you see, and you brought up a good point, man. Because when it comes to it kind of reminds me of the fight game. If somebody's has a fight coming up, everybody else helps them, and when they're not fighting, they help them. You know what I mean? So it's like for you guys. I mean, if you need somebody to hold the mic or hold the camera or help out with whatever, or jump on a film too. I've seen directors are like, man, well, I'll help out. They need extras or they need somebody. They'll jump in there, and I think that's cool, man, because it's like, I mean, it's not a race. We're not trying to outdo each other. It's like it's art, man. Everybody's different. Everybody brings their own perspective. So nobody's going to be doing the same thing. No matter how many people have the same name in the movie, it's always going to be a different movie. Oh, I think I lost your mute. Hold on, boss.
Let me see. Uh,
I think there you go. You got it.
there you go. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I lost you for a
Yes.
minute, man.
Sorry. Yes, and I was telling that that's important because it's something really nice to have people around, and it is not a competition as you mentioned. I think sun shines for everyone, and you can notice there's still people that they feel like, I don't know, like, hey, how this guy is doing this, so I'm gonna do something better in a bad way, but whenever it's something that you can share with someone, and when you take it not as a competition, you can notice like a different vibe, a different feeling of your project, and that's the way you can go around and grow and keep
Yeah.
growing, like trying to support each other instead of make a competition.
No, no, yeah. I mean, that's the only way and everybody's gonna grow. If you keep, not working with people or not using, you know what I mean? Like you just box yourself and you're not gonna grow, man. You're not gonna go anywhere. But I mean, for the
That's
most
right.
part, everybody here in San Antonio, man, I've always had a good rapport when it comes to the directors, the writer, just good people, man. I mean, I've always I see him out there and I'm like, oh, hey, man, you're out here. Oh, yeah, he needed a boomstick operator, or he needed this, and I'm like, dude, that's cool, man. I mean, I that makes me happy because that just tells me that what people are just trying to help out. It's like it's an indie
Right.
film, it's an indie project, so of course you already know budget's not there. It's like, I mean, you got to put money in everything else when it comes to edit, sound, and pay some of the actors if anything. But for the most part, it's like every any help you can get helps.
Right, and also you can also notice when you are growing, but when you are developing more projects and better quality and
Yeah.
probably better pay, you can see that you can get these people that support you in the beginning, and they are still with you, and then probably is the chance to get back some other opportunities, some other networking with other people, to get some job for them as well. So you
Oh
are
yeah.
growing all together, and that's, I think, the importance of collaboration.
Yeah. You see, and that's, dude, definitely. Earlier, I mentioned networking. When I do projects or I jump on projects, I mean, I'm talking to everybody, man. I'm like, hey, what do you do? Where you at? Like, and let me follow you, follow me back. And I'm trying to
Right.
get all this done because it's like, when you're done filming, everybody's tired, everybody goes home, and it's like, damn, so I try to get everybody early. But it does help though, man. I mean, there's people that I'm constantly, tagging, like projects popping up, and I'm just like, hey, check this out, Ray, just kind of, and they do the same, and I appreciate
Right.
that because, I can't be on here on social media all the time, but it's like, I mean, there's stuff that I
Yeah.
miss. And even like when people post stuff and they're like, hey, I posted this yesterday, and I'm like, bro, like I didn't see it, it's just, yourself included, bro. Like if you ever post something and you want me to share it, just tag me, man. I mean, because if you
Appreciate
don't,
it.
I
Yeah,
don't,
sure.
yeah, if I don't get tagged, I'm like, dude, chances are I'm not gonna see it unless it pops up again, But I'm always,
Yeah.
eager to help, man. Whatever, anybody needs help, networking or boosting something, I'm game. Definitely let me know.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I will for sure, and I'm really glad that I just met you because I can feel this vibe of support and collaboration, and to continue growing. So I really like that kind of
Oh
people.
yeah,
So,
yes,
and there are many people that I really like to be surrounded. Like
yeah,
I have this project and I share this idea with you, and probably we can make something together and let's work on that. So, and that was actually something that happened in this short film that I just released. That
yeah,
I was talking with some other people in order to make a collaboration on some ideas that I have in order to create a project. And since they were in something different and not in filming by itself, they were excited of the project and they say, okay, let's do it. So
Yeah.
that's how you can get something really good quality idea or a really good quality project.
No, no, for sure, man. Because for me, it's kind of like if you go somewhere and you just sit there and you don't talk to nobody, that's time lost. Like there's a group of people that I've met. I mean, one from San Antonio, but I mean, we go on projects. We go to film out there in North Texas. Lately we got to go back again next week. But it's a good camaraderie because we just kind of keep each other posted. But I'm gonna tell, like, once we get there, the first time we got to film together, like in the group, man, like we were. I mean, it was like the first 5 hours we were just waiting, like waiting to get called. And I was like, man, and it's just, I mean, but during that time we're talking, hanging out, and just kind of like keeping each other company. But it's like I was thinking, like, you know what, man, like next time that happens, I'm gonna see how people react or how people are. But I'm gonna tell them, like, you know what, man, let's do a little film. Let's film, like, let's do
Yeah,
something while we're here. Get something going, man, just for fun. But just to keep those creative juices going, because by the time they call you, hombre, you don't want to get up. You're like, oh man, that's stretched out, and head out there, man. But it's fun though, man.
right.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. And you can get surprised. Like, look at the quality of of a project that we just released,
Yeah,
and it was just
bro.
because we started networking or talking each other. And
Yeah,
yes, you know what? Some of my projects are also like that. Like, probably I don't know like the people, but they are like really supportive, or they want to collaborate, or they love what they do, and probably with their creativity on taking advantage of that what they love. And also that I really love to film, to take pictures, to fly drones. Probably when you get together you can get something really interesting, like probably a good project in order to get the attention of many people, and also to start and continue a collaboration. And that's really really good.
no, no. You see, I was talking to a director from LA last year, man, and I've heard it before in different words, but he was basically saying, like, you can't be a filmmaker if you're not making films. You can't be an actor if you're not in films. And I was like, man, like, you know what, you're right. So I started like looking out and just jumping on on auditions and just doing voiceovers and like everything I could get to kind of like, you know what, because I don't want to be here like 5 years and, oh yeah, I'm an actor. Well, what are you in? Oh well, nothing yet, but I'm doing, but so yeah, I mean, when it comes to projects like that, they help out too, because I mean, it's not just a network, but I mean, the experience, getting to work with
Right.
different people, like every director that I've worked with, man, I picked up like little, like, good traits. I see something and I'm like, oh dude, that's good. Like, I like it. The way they communicate with the actors, with the film guy, the guy doing like just different little things, but it's detail. And I'm like, you know what, like I use it, and it's not even, not like in a director sense, but like when it comes to film, like I kind of like put myself in on the other side too. And I'm like, okay, what would I expect? Like, the camera's here. Okay, well, I don't want to be with my back, so I kind of like, hey guys, like, the camera's on this side, so let's talk this way. That way, at least we get some. One of us is gonna come out, or get something, but it's just about being aware of your surrounding, being aware of how other people are moving. Um, one of the things is like the DP, man. It's like keeping an eye on them, because they're over here, they can't talk, so they're trying to wave you down or wave somebody else down, like telling them to stop, or but it's just communication, so I always like, as soon as I get there, I'm like, okay, that's the DP. Okay, I find out who's who, and that way, like while I'm filming and I'm acting and I'm doing something, I have my peripheral vision. I'm looking for that, in case they tell me like, hey, wait, or whatever signal they give me. I want to be, prepared. But it's fun though, man. I mean, like I said, it is fun. It's exciting. I mean, let me ask you, when it came to filming this project, like how many hours would you say you guys took on filming?
Well, that's something really interesting that you're asking, because well, the project is called The Last Ovation, and it's my second short film. And I have screened this project a couple of times, one in UNAM San Antonio at the Hemisphere Park, and the other was at the Slav Cinema Art House there in Blue Star.
Oh, nice.
So and after the screening, we had Q and A's. Like many people asking
Yeah.
specific questions, and this question has been asked in both screenings.
Oh, nice.
So we film. I mean, the idea of the project, I was like, with the idea starting on my head, like it was like 3 months. It stayed with me like 3 months, but I was like trying to get a better idea, to work with it, to redesign, to make something that I think it will be interesting. But the filming session, we spent just 3 hours, three
Oh man.
hours in the filming session at the confluence, no, at the San Pedro Springs Park.
Yeah.
So what I did is, when I had the idea, I wrote the script and I sent it to the people that I have contact in order to be in the short film.
Right.
And I say, okay, this is a script. You're gonna be this guy, because we previously talked about that. So they accept to be every character.
Right.
So I sent the script, and I didn't share any other ideas. Like, they have like the script and that's it. And
Yeah.
whenever we were on set, a day before or a couple of days before, I just sent them like, hey, I need you to wear this, this, and this. And when we were on set, while we were filming, I was telling them how I want them to be in the screen, like in front of the camera, like the
Yeah.
feeling, like the vibe, like what we were doing. And it took us around 3 hours to make all the filming session. And in post production, probably it took like 2 weeks and a half.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. No,
Yeah,
man.
no,
And I was gonna say too. Well, one of the things, I mean, that you mentioned that people were asking like how long, because I guess the first question I always hear when people like do a film, they're like, "Hey, what camera or what lens or
right,
what?" And
yeah,
and my thing is always time, because back to like doing this podcast, man. I talked to a director one time, and they were like, "Yeah, we had when we were filming." Like I knew we had like a week before the time change. It was gonna get cold, and so we were trying to. And I was like, man,
right.
like especially when you're filming outdoors, if it's a feature film, like you got to be aware of the weather,
The
you know,
weather,
like
that's
especially here
right.
in Texas, man. You got this heat, it's no joke, man. You're out in the middle of the summer, no, but it's something else. But yeah, but it's just timing. I always find that interesting, because it does happen. People work full time, so one director was like, oh, the lead, she was in school. Um,
Right.
we didn't get to finish, so we had to wait for the semester to be over, and then we had to like take pictures. That way, when they came back, like the hair length, everything had to be the same, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, that's crazy, but whatever it takes.
Yeah, and you know what? That's interesting, because that's a good question on how long it took to film the project.
Yeah,
Because sometimes people, it's something that's probably a hard stop for them. Like, no, you know what? I don't have some time for film a project. It will take some weeks, or I don't know, 4 or 5 filming sessions, different sets. And you know what? Something that my very first short film, I filmed that on 2019, and I released it on 2020, and it was COVID time. So, and I wait 5 years in order to film again, but it was something that stayed in my mind. Like, I want to do a short film. So every year I was like, one of my goals was, no, I need to film the short film, and my
yeah,
second short film. So it passed 5 years. And you know what? This year I sat down and I said, no, you know what? I need to film something
yeah,
with the resources that I have right now with me. And I
yeah,
was not talking about the camera, but I was talking about the ideas and the people around.
yeah,
What do I have around? I know a magician, I know a wrestler, I know these people, I know a chef. Is there any interesting story that I can develop with these people around?
yeah.
So I love lucha libre,
Oh
Mexican
yeah,
lucha libre,
yeah,
since many years ago, since I was a kid. So a year ago, they start to San Antonio start to have promoters to start lucha libre shows in San Antonio, like Mexican style lucha libre. So I know I met those people, and then last year I was more involved in the scene on luchadores. So I met a couple of guys, and I said, you know what? I need to do something related on lucha libre because I love lucha libre. I love how it looks with the drone, and I know these people, so let's do something. So I just wrote the script, and I just tried to put something interesting together during that 3 months that I mentioned. So it came like this.
No, no, you see, and that's true because when it comes to making films, I mean, you know, when you're especially when it's on a budget or when it's time, you know, you like you said, you have to use what you have. So it's like I always tell people, like I'd want to be in a situation where it's like if I'm in the room and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a movie. Okay, I have a mask. I have, you know, like just pick five items from my room and just go make something. I want to be that
Right,
creative to where I'm like, you know what, let's just go, you know, shoot from the hip, man. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You know, of course, you're gonna shoot for broke and you're gonna try to make the best that you can. But I mean, once
right.
you know, I always tell people the storyline is good, and man, everything else falls in place. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. And that's something that I always give as an advice. Like a lot of people, I've been filming with drones for the last 10 years.
damn,
I start around 2014, 2015. And one of the advice that a lot of people is like, hey, what can you tell me about filming with drones? Should I wait to the newest drone that will be releasing this year? And I said, no, just look at your budget. If you already have something, you can start creating something with what you have. So the same idea that I always try to give to people, I took it to myself. Like, you know what? I'm always supporting them and trying to let them film with what they have. So let's do the same with me. And I'm not talking about resources on drones, but I'm talking about ideas and people. What do you have like right now? So probably let's do something with what you have right now, and let's create something. And the creativity is the most important thing, not the resources. Of course, it matters in the
right,
quality, but it is not about that everything. How many films have we watched in the movies that with a lot of budget and
yeah.
they are like trash? And it is not about budget, it's not about the quality, it's not about the resources. It's about creativity and passion and love and everything that you input in the project, and then you can have something really interesting at the end.
No, yeah. I mean, because I mean, you look at the movies that they release in Hollywood, man, especially now, and they a lot of money, bro, and you're like, man, that was bad. You know, like there's no story, there's no hook, there's no. They put a lot of money, they got big name actors, and I'm thinking, man, why didn't they use them? You know, they just for some reason they don't. I don't know if it's just a cash cow, as they call it. You know, just like, hey, we got the money, let's just do something, and you know, put
Right.
it out there. But man, I mean, I've seen some pretty low budget films that you know the average person will be like, oh man, that was trash. But I'm like, dude, I'm looking at the acting, I'm looking at the story, I'm looking at you know just the creativity, and me thinking like, you know what, like that's freaking impressive, man. I mean, I you know it kind of like going back to like being a kid, you know, making costumes out of cardboard boxes, making you know whatever
Hmm.
you had to make a mask, and it's like boom.
Right.
You know, growing up in the '80s for myself, you know, my mom or my sisters, they were like, they would just paint my face and okay, let's go. And I don't know what the heck they
Right.
painted, but there we go. You know, it's just, I mean, but I appreciate all that because I mean, there takes a lot to be able to, you know, I'm not creative at all when it comes to doing. I can't even draw a straight line, bro. But I mean, I'm game. Like you tell me, hey, let's do this. I'll be like, you know what, let's go. You know, let's do it.
Yeah, and it's totally about that. And you know what? This year, I also released my production company that is called Andale Films.
Yeah,
And what I'm trying to do is to support projects like my short film, something independent and something that probably low budget, or people that are struggling. Like, I have this idea, but I don't have many resources. So what I did for on this project, I was really involved in all the needs, on the logistics, on the kind of permits you need to have to film in the city, on
yeah,
the kind of insurance you need to have to fly a drone in a filming session, or per se in the insurance you have in the filming session by itself, by for all your cast. So I was really involved in that, and it was really a good exercise for me. It was not only to get the creative idea of film a short film, but it was also all everything involved,
yeah.
like the people you need to contact in order to get the permits, how long does it take to get one,
Yeah.
how many hours can you request. So, and everything is related on what we were just talking about, like experience.
Yeah.
So you are getting the experience, enough experience to say, okay, I know that if I want to release a project in March, I need to start doing the administrative processes in January, probably, so I can
Yeah.
have everything ready to that date. So it was a really good exercise. Also, all the people involved, they get paid, and it was really nice because it was a full exercise on how many budget do you need for actors, or how many budget do you need for insurance,
Yeah.
or for rent a car. So it was really nice, not only in the creative side but also in the logistics. So it
Yeah.
was a good exercise.
No, logistics, bro. You see, and that's what a lot of people don't think about because even I mean, like I said, I'm not a director. I'm not up there. I mean, you guys are the ones that are doing this, but I mean, there's it's things like as an actor, like they don't think about it. They're like, oh, well, they just told me to show up and I'm there. It kind of reminds me like in a band, the vocalists, all the musicians
Right.
have
Right.
bars and the all I have is the mic. That's all I want. But
And let's rock.
being aware of the people, like you said, when it comes to the traveling, the time frame, the permits. I mean, everything. I know a lot of people do guerrilla style where they just go out there and hope no, they don't tell them nothing. But if you're depending on it, it's like you gotta either use somebody's property or just have it. But the drone, I guess, even if it's a house, you still got to get permission, though, right?
Right. Yes, you need to be involved on the regulations, and nowadays it's getting more difficult to fly drones in a specific area. So you need to get authorizations, not only of the federal regulations, but also in the local regulations, or
Yeah.
in the film community, or in the parks, in the city parks. So you need to be aware of everything. And as you were saying, sometimes you say, "Oh, that was a nice project. I should have done the same with my phone." But no, in the back, you will notice that there's a lot of planning. We also took care of little details, like the keychain that appears in the short film, like the plates of the car,
Yeah.
that it was 210 Lucha. Um, a lot of little things, little details, that it's like I always compare like filming like a chef.
Yeah.
Probably if you are a chef, you know the exact amount of salt, pepper, and all
Yeah.
the ingredients that you need in order to create an experience for your customer. In the filming session is something related. So it's something like that, because you need to be aware of the little details, not only in post-production, but also in the pre-production and during the filming
Yeah.
session, to take care of everything. So at the end, you can give a really nice experience to the audience, and they
Yeah.
can feel it. Probably they will not notice like how many salt or how many pepper does it has, but they will feel it.
No, no, for sure, man. And that's it's I always compared directors to like in an orchestra. They're over here, making sure everybody's doing what they're doing because I mean it's a lot. I mean I know
Right.
like indie films. I mean for the most part, some do get help and they get a DP or they get a producer or they get somebody to help out with the filming. But when it comes to like low budget, man, it's just one person. Like the term wearing many hats always gets thrown around, and it's true because you got to be the sound guy, the video guy, I mean,
Yeah.
do everything, So,
Everything.
my man,
Yeah. No.
and let me ask you, I mean, when it comes to the drone, I mean, why did you pick that up? I mean, what was it? Was it for work, or did you just one day decide to try to?
Well, I actually, back in 2014, we arrived here in San Antonio in 2013. So in 2014, we got pregnant. So my first kid is about to born. So in that time, the first GoPro was just released. So
Yeah,
I have always been fan on filming and taking pictures. So being here in the United States, it's easier to get technology than Mexico City by that time. So I got a GoPro, and I was really interested on uh, take every or capture every moment of my newborn. But at the same time, in that year, DJI released a drone like this one that I have here, but
right.
without a camera. So uh, Chinese people start creating a special mount that you can attach to this drone, and you
Yeah,
can put the GoPro. So while I was investigating in YouTube how to use the GoPro, I found a really amazing video that changed my life. It was a video taken from above of a couple of whales in the middle of
Oh,
the sea. It was
oh,
the
nice.
whale and the little whale both in the sea, but it was amazing. It was from above. And what I saw, it was really close and then going up. And I said, wait a minute, this is not a helicopter. I cannot see the waves on the sea. How this shot was taken? So I started reading the comments, and they said, yeah, it was taken with a drone. And I said, what is a drone? It was new for me. So I started investigating. So I got my first drone, used drone by eBay by that time. So I got the first drone of DJI with that camera. I got the mount on eBay, and I already had the GoPro, so I attached it, and I
Yeah,
start exploring the world from above, and it was
nice,
a
bro.
total game changer. So I start getting in love with aerial views, with another
Yeah,
perspective, and it's a really good experience because you can compare to real life. Like sometimes you are doing your day by day activities, you go to work in the same road, in the same car, in the same streets, and you go to the same office, and you lose like the feeling of a different perspective. And
yeah,
whenever you see things from different perspective, you get amazed, and you can say, oh, why am I always taking this road? And if I see in another perspective, I can go around and probably go around to a park or
yeah,
arrive earlier and get a cup of coffee. So the drone makes you see different things from a different perspective, and I really love that. So I start getting better in the drone shots, in the filming sessions, in the pictures. So I start collaborating and meeting some new people in San Antonio. So I
yeah,
start collaborating with the city, San Antonio City, with the Riverwalk, with the Alamo Dome, with the Hemisphere Park,
yeah.
and it started growing.
No, no, yeah, because I know a lot of realtors they started doing the drones because of course they get those aerial views of the houses and the properties and so I know it comes in handy. I mean, I've seen a lot, but I mean one of my friends out there in Dallas, I mean he's a fighter and somebody had done a like a pre video of him working out for the he's in the UFC and I mean, they threw it out there, and I was like, "Damn, man! Like, it just made it like 100 times better. Like, it was just like a whole, him. It was chasing him, and then they just shot up, and it just the
Yeah,
aerial view, and then it gets in front of him, and they just. I mean, I was like, "Damn, dude! Like you said, it's just like magic, bro. Because you're like, okay, what the heck? I knew what it was, but at the same time, I was amazed because I was like, dude, I've never seen that, But I mean, the
right.
guy did great work, and your film, bro. I mean, I'm a sucker for camera angles. I'm a sucker for I'm not a professional photographer, but I've done photography for combat sports, and so I'm always looking at like I always get like 2 points, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna catch here, and I'm gonna use this, and when I saw that video, I was like, dude, that was dope, man. That was really really good, man. Very impressive, bro.
Thank you so much for your comments. And yes, and it's really nice because you can get impressed for the different angles that the drones can give you, but also it has more quality. Now, the drones have been growing since that time.
Yeah,
So they start releasing some other drones with different cameras. You can see this camera, this other camera. And now you can have a pocket drone inside in your pocket, like, and you can travel and it can follow with one button. And I always compare flying a drones to driving a car, because probably in back in the 80s or back in the 90s when we start learning how to drive, probably we got our grandpa a car and you just need to get manual and everything.
yeah,
But nowadays you can find like automatic vehicles or electric vehicles that
yeah.
are being driven easily, but you have all the old fashioned learning on how
Oh
to
yeah,
drive another kind of car, and it feels in your driving. So same thing with drones. I start with the drones that they don't have any function to follow or to make things. So nowadays that they have it, you can take advantage on that and make it
yeah,
better, or you can do it by yourself. So I've been growing with drones as well. So
yeah.
nowadays my drone space by itself with the projects that I can have with many other people, and I still enjoy the views of the amazing views and the good quality of the video right now.
No, no, and then it's funny you say that with the driving because like vehicles now they have like the rear cameras where it tells you you're too close, and I don't use them. I can't. I turn them off because it annoys me,
Same.
bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm still like putting my arm back and I look and I mean I already know my vehicle, so I know where to park. I know if I can parallel park, if I can, but I mean stuff like that or if hearing it talk, I'm like no, but I turn everything off because I'm like, I'm that guy. Like if I'm driving and I'm looking for an address, I gotta turn the radio down. Like I can't see, bro. I don't know. It must be an '80s, '90s thing, but but that's me, man. But dude, but that's great that you're actually evolving with technology because a lot of us, like myself, I'm not savvy when it comes to a lot of this technology that we have now. But I mean, the fact that you keep up with it, I mean, it's great for yourself because, like you say, you can only keep getting better, man.
Right, right. And that's funny because I'm a computer science, I'm an engineer. So this kind of filming stuff is like my side job because I work in a bank in a different industry, but still with a lot of computers, a lot of
Yeah,
technology, and I'm a technology fan. So this short film has also support on artificial intelligence.
yeah,
So when I was with the idea on the script, I was sketching it using ChatGPT. So I threw like some ideas, and ChatGPT sent me back some others, and I was like, no, I don't like this. I like this. I Since the artificial intelligence is still growing
yeah,
and it's being used in more um, day by day in more activities. I always tell people don't get with only what ChatGPT or any other application gives you. You
yeah,
need to let them know what you really want. So you
yeah,
are still the director of that. So you need to be really specific in order to get a specific and more ideas. So that was something that I did with ChatGPT and the script. And then I also all the music is being was created in artificial intelligence. So
damn,
I was also sending ChatGPT, hey, I need this kind of music that reflects lucha libre with I don't know, like a reference of El Santo or Blue Demon movies, and also
right,
I want something like sound like a ska and surf, but also cumbia. So it started creating some music for me, and I was like, oh, I like this. I like this for the scene of the battle. I like this for the intro. I like this other, just this piece for this. So I start creating and modeling everything, the sound, and also it doesn't have a dialogue. It is more like a poem or like a someone that is telling you specific sentences that make sense while you are watching the movie.
right.
So those were written by me, but they were created like the voiceover by artificial intelligence as well.
Oh, okay. And I was gonna ask you who's the narrator, man. So it was AI.
It was AI as well. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, man. Yeah, bro. Because and I was gonna say too, because you saying that you were a fan of lucha libre. I mean, I always tell people like when they came for me growing up. I mean, there was El Santo, like contra las momias and Blue Denim. Like all that. I got a couple of VHS tapes, but
That's
that's the
cool.
stuff that those are reruns. I mean, I was born in the '80s, right? But I mean, I grew up in the '80s, should I say? But watching
Yeah,
those, on Univision and Galavision, it was always like that's what kind of got me into horror movies and wrestling. It was like
right.
the best of both worlds, man. But yeah, I mean that's great though, bro. And let me ask you, when it comes to the movie, because you said you used what you had. I mean, as far as like people that you knew. So I mean, are you working on something for like to finish up the year or next year? You have something coming up?
Well, yes, I'm working in another short film. This is more experimental. This is like sometimes I have these crazy ideas on not only on getting shots, but also in post production. Um, so I am working in another short film that it's more on the riverwalk, like, but it's something like I want to do something visually impressive to the people
Yeah,
using drones, using my steady camera, using, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using some people or some friends around some to get some b-rolls like hands,
yeah,
eyes, like more on senses, not on
right.
people per se. but I'm working on that. And I'm always active on Instagram, filming, getting some cool videos for the community, like filming the Tower of Friendship, the Tower of the Americas, the Alamo Dome, and uploading some really cool footage. But I also have a mini series that is called San Antonio. No, no, that is called "Can You Fly My Drone?" So what I do is that I go with someone, a personality in San Antonio, and while I interview them, I teach them how to fly a drone, but not a common drone. It is a FPV drone. It's a first-person view. It's the one that you put the goggles on, and I teach
Oh,
them how to fly.
man,
So
bro.
I'm about to release season number 2 because my first season it was 16 episodes and people really like it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, obviously you've used the ones with the what are they, like goggles, right? Because I've seen
Yeah,
that.
some goggles.
Dude, that's okay. That'd be pretty damn cool, man. I don't know if I'd pass out, but or faint, I don't know, but that's pretty cool though, man.
No, but let's take advantage that we're live, so I can give you the formal invitation to be in one of the episodes. What do you say?
Yes, bro. Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. Definitely,
Amazing.
man.
It's live
Hey,
and it's recorded, so now you
I'm
have something to do with me.
let's do it, bro. No, yeah, man. Especially with drones, and I was gonna ask you also because I mean, I don't think I haven't worked with anybody as far as films with the drone. I've seen them
Okay.
used, and of course, I have friends that use them for like I said, like realtors and doing stuff like
Right.
that. But I mean, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, I'd be interested to be able to help out in any which way, man. So for sure, I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm also in the post-production stage on that mini series.
Yeah.
I'm about to release a couple of episodes in the next couple of weeks, probably. Probably after Thanksgiving. That people right now with Thanksgiving they are like focused on that, and probably they want to take some days off. So I need to find the good timing in order to start releasing the episodes.
Yeah.
And I've been working with many people around, so I have a lot of projects. I continue growing. I really like to be engaged with the community as well. So I am
Right.
part of the program that it's called SA Champions, that they are kind of certified local personalities that knows about what's going on with the people, and it's a really good program of Visit San Antonio. So it's really
Yeah.
cool. As I told you, I really love the city, and that's why I'm engaged with the community.
No, no, and I was gonna say too because there's so much stuff that goes on, man. Like people, and like I said earlier, I mean, I told people like tag me, man. If you got something or something's coming up, I said let me know because there's so much stuff going on in the city. I don't even know. I can't even keep up unless somebody's posting it or tagging me in it. But yeah, man. But that's cool that they have that going on because it's like I try to when it comes to films and music, I try to keep people up to date, as far as what's going on. But man, there's so much stuff going on. Like, I mean, I'll say this, like there's other local podcasters, man, and they're out there, dude. And I'm glad because I can't do everything, So I'm like, yeah, bro, like the fact that they're
Right.
getting stories and interviews and everything else, I'm like, dude, like let's go. It's like there's enough for everybody, man. So like I said earlier, like you were saying, there's no competition, man. This is I
Right.
mean, I get what I can, and I mean I can't get everything. So it's like the fact that somebody else can do it, I'm like,
That's right.
by all means, brother. It's only somebody capitalizes on it.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And it's more about mindset. Like you need to be sure that you are not your biggest competitor is yourself.
Yeah.
So you need to be better than you were last year, last month, last day. So that's it.
Amen.
But if you start focus your energy on, no, I want to do better than this specific guy,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
not the way to grow. So
Yeah. I had
it's not about that.
for years I was a contract delivery driver. I used to deliver furniture for Big Lots, all of them. I delivered like to 6 locations here in San Antonio, and
Oh,
there
nice.
were two other companies that used to work with them too, and one of them stopped, and the other company they had like box trucks, and they had like four of them, and it was like each truck had two guys, right? And I was busy, man. They would see me everywhere, and they're like, "Man, you're trying to compete," and I said, "Man, I can't do what y'all do, bro." I said, "But at the same time, y'all can't do what I'm doing because." I
Yeah,
was a one man team, I was delivering furniture by myself, and I couldn't do a lot of second floor because I didn't have any help. Every once in a while I'd get somebody, but I mean, at the same time, I wasn't worried about that because I was like, well, I can't do it. Why am I gonna worry? I would just people would call me and like, hey, I live upstairs, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I can't do it, but there's this other company, and I will give them the number, and I will tell them like, yeah, call them.
Right.
Like, why am I gonna try to hide it or not? Try to keep somebody else from getting paid. But I mean, that's what it's about. And I mean, it was pretty cool because towards the end, I mean, when Big Lots closed, the owner of the other company called me and I was like, hey, man, it was a good run, man. Like, it was good working with you. And I was like, man, and it was fun. I mean, I met a lot of good people. I
Right.
loved it because, I mean, I'm from here in San Antonio, bro. But if it wasn't for me delivering furniture all over the city, I wouldn't have seen how big it's grown because there's places I still don't go to, but I was like in the middle of nowhere and I'm like, there's houses out here. And I'm like, damn, subdivisions popping up. And I
Right.
mean, but I got to see a lot of that, so I'm grateful for that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. And now you can find some new Costco's,
Oh
new Targets, a lot of things. The complete circle of the 1604.
yeah,
So yeah, you can see how city is growing, and also it's about experience. What you just
yeah,
mentioned, it's like the experience to be there, to be involved with people. And as we were talking at the beginning of this talk, is about networking, collaboration.
yeah.
So that's the spirit, I think.
Oh yeah, bro. And I'm all for it, man. I mean, I know, when it comes to being local here in San Antonio, man, there's so much stuff going on. But I always tell people, if you tag me, I'll share it. If you tell me,
Absolutely.
message me, like, hey, can you share this? By like, I don't hesitate, man, because it's
That's
like, I
cool.
mean, I'm growing too. I want people to watch my episodes and watch what I'm doing. But at the same time,
Right.
like, it's like everybody can get a piece of something.
Right. That's very interesting. Yeah. And I appreciate also that we are talking together and we are filming this. So
Yes.
we will be sharing it. So that's pretty cool.
No, no, for sure, man. And let me put this up there because, of course, you were talking about this earlier, man. The Last Ovation. Now it had subtitles, so of course, I mean, you by being bilingual. I mean, was that for personal, or were you thinking like, you know what, this is San Antonio, like let me put it in
No, you know
subtitles?
what? At the beginning, it wasn't thought by that. I just released the short film without subtitles,
Oh, okay.
and I also enrolled already the short film in around 10 film festivals that will be developing in the following months.
Yeah.
And by now, we've been accepted in three: one in Romania, one in
Oh,
London, and we also won as an experimental short film in Chile. But
ooh,
still without subtitles. So when I organized the first private screening at UNAM San Antonio, that they are good friends of mine and they are always supportive with
yeah,
local creators. So they say, yes, please come here with your people and please show everyone's the short film. I noticed that the main character, Stellaris, Ricardo Gallardo,
yeah,
was having a struggle on understanding English and also speaking the language. So I said, why, if my main character and myself, we are Mexicans, and
yeah,
he's not really familiar with the language, why I'm not gonna show the art
yeah,
that we create together with subtitles, right?
yeah,
So I had the idea of let's do it with subtitles. So I was also some try to make sense. Sometimes subtitles are crazy and they just translate literally and it doesn't have sense.
yeah.
But these ones really make sense on the feeling, on the vibe that I want to transmit. So that's why I include subtitles. And I just leave it like that. And the second screening, that it was more for local people that for sure they speak English and Spanish,
Right,
or speak English and understand Spanish.
right, right.
I leave the subtitles on and I say, no, let's do it. I think it's a good way also to connect with more people here and on how's the situation globally and here in the country nowadays. I think it's more on respect of the audience.
No, no, for sure, man. And I was gonna say too, because I have like I watch TV, I watch movies, and I put the subtitles in Spanish. But I mean, I'm bilingual. I can read, write, speak in Spanish. But when it comes to writing, a lot of these words, I don't use them all the time, that I forget how to write them. And so when I
Right.
there's a movie, I'll put it in Spanish subtitles so I can see what they're saying in Spanish, and I can read it, and like, oh, that's how you spell it, or that's how you, and that's how, I mean, that's how I keep up with what I do, you know. But I mean, I like that. I enjoy that, you know. The fact that I was telling you, it kind of reminded me of not so much like a silent film. You know, I still watch a lot of black and white films, and I do this because a lot of the projects that I've been in, I've been a background. I've been an extra, you know, in TV episodes. I'm jumping on different projects, and a lot of time we don't. I'm not a. I don't have dialogue, so my thing is like, okay, you know what? If I'm gonna be in the background, I want to tell a story. I can't say it, so I want to show it. So I'm practice. I
Right.
practice how to like, you know. But what I'll do is I'll get with the person that I'm gonna be working with, and I tell them like, hey, look, I'm gonna say this. You respond, and I said, let's have a conversation. I said, because I don't want to be on camera and we're both kind of like, you know, and so I wanted to look like we're actually talking, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, you know. And so I've been doing that, and I like it because I was like, you know what, man, if they can't hear me, at least I want people to that are watching it, if they do see us in the back, they're gonna be like, oh man, you guys are actually communicating, you know, like, 'cause they don't know we can't say nothing, you know, everybody's gotta be
Yeah.
quiet, and it's like, but I mean but I like it because that's like the whole silent film. It's like the way the facial expressions, the body language,
Nice.
it's like you're
Yeah.
seeing it, and you're already in your head, you're hearing it, you know. It's like, oh man, this guy's yelling, oh, this guy's happy, this guy's mad, this guy's, but I
Right.
love it, dude. I mean, I definitely got a lot out of your short film, man. I mean, the fact that it had a little bit of everything that I loved. You know, when it felt like an audio, it felt like a poem, like you said. It felt, you know, with the narration. I mean, everything was pretty cool. It was pretty, you know, pretty damn cool, man. I mean, I definitely appreciated what you did, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people will. You know, everybody that's seen it, of course, you know, they're gonna see it and be like, wow, you know, it definitely has a story. And let me ask you this, because you did send me as far as the hypnosis, as far as like, you know what, this is, I pretty much was on point with what the movie was about. I mean, of course, the narrator's talking and I'm paying attention, but I was looking at the guys communicating, and I was like, man, like, you know what? I got out of it what I wanted. Does that make sense? Like, I was like, in my head, I was like, you know what, man? Like, that's kind of like passing the torch, and like, you know
Right.
what? I had my run. Like, boom, it's your turn. You know, and I was
Absolutely.
like, dude,
Yes.
that was good. You know, but it's kind of like watching a movie with no sound, and you kind of just make up your own words. And in my head, I'm already like, I know what this guy sounds like and what this guy's doing, and you know. But it's all about that creativity, like we we're talking, man. I mean, you know, growing up in the 80s, a lot of our toys were like, my neighbors would buy the Star Wars boxes, right? The cars. They would play with the toys. I would play with the boxes. They had a picture
With
of the
the
car. Here
boxes.
I am, you know, like using my imagination, because, you know, my
Right.
parents would buy us stuff, but I mean, my mom wasn't gonna go and buy us Star Wars for 30, $40, you know. So I would use boxes, you know. It's like, I
Yeah.
play with those, you know. But I love it, man. I appreciate it what you did. Great job.
I I really I'm really happy on what you are saying. I'm really also agree because sometimes you can tell more without words,
Yeah.
with
Oh,
little
yeah.
details, with little faces, with movements, with the hands, with the music, with the vibe. And since this is art, you can make your own interpretation,
Yeah.
and you can probably people can start noticing something that probably you it wasn't in your mind,
Yeah.
and probably they can shot a good idea, like say, oh yeah, it can means like
Yeah.
that too. So yes, I really like to also show the screen first, the short film, and people that has their own interpretation,
Yeah.
and to make questions. And after all, I sometimes read like the synopsis, like the description, like the idea that I had. And yes, most of them get it. Like, oh yes, it was about next generation, passing torch, like heritage. So I'm glad that the message came really good,
Oh
but
yeah.
also you can add some more feelings on the idea to keep
Yes.
it strong. So I'm really happy on your comments. I appreciate it.
No, no, not a problem, man. Thank you for allowing me to watch it, bro. That was pretty cool, man. I mean, I saw it that evening, and I saw it in the morning at work. before I clocked in. I wasn't on the clock, you know, but but I did watch it. So it was good. It was great, man. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. So thank you, brother.
So cool. No, thank you, and I'm really glad. So right now, what the plans for this short film, as I mentioned already, it's already enrolled in some short in some film festivals.
Yeah.
But also, I'm looking for local community, local spaces to continue making some screenings, to continue supporting local filmmakers, the community, to have some networking events. So if you or your audience knows of some places, some people that can get together in order to get these ideas, I'll be more than glad to collaborate with them as well.
No, no, man. I actually know a few people. I know there's a couple of people out there on the south side of San Antonio that have monthly. I don't want to say monthly, but I know they have their short film. I've been trying. I try to make it out there, man. And a lot. I mean, the weekends it's so much
Yeah,
stuff going on. I haven't been able to make it, but yeah, they got something going on. I'm working on something myself. I don't want to say too much, but I mean, for the new year, I'm working on something that would
nice.
allow something like that. And I'm, where I work at, we actually have the space. The when it comes to the parking, we have an auditorium, we have the screens, we have everything that we use for work. Because they have meetings and everything there. But at the same time, I'm gonna try to do something with that next year. My boss, they love the fact that I jump on projects, man. They get a kick out of, like, every week it's like, hey, what are you doing this week? Or hey, what's going
Mhm.
on? And and it's fun. I mean, they enjoy it, and I'm grateful because if I tell them, hey, I won't be in work this week, or I gotta miss out this days, they're like, oh, that's fine, don't worry about it, and so I get to do what I want, for the most part, man. So
Right, that's
so
so
thank them
cool.
because they allow that to happen, man.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
No, no, for sure, bro. And I mean, yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted on that because, like I said, I mean, it's just and it's not even like it goes back to like the whole competition. It's not competition, man. Like, I mean, I'm not like, if people ask me, I just want there to be able to be enough places to go because it's just like I use the fighter thing a lot because I've managed fighters, I've worked with fighters, and matchmaking and everything, and it's always like, okay, you know what, I keep an eye out for promotions because, I mean, if you're a fighter, you can't fight if there's nowhere to fight. So I'm always like looking out for different companies, different promotions, different,
Right.
and so that's kind of the way I want to see the film, the film scene. I want to be able to just, it's like people that are way in the south side, they can't drive way out here. It's like, hey, well, there's, get a different scene. There's different people that might show up and see it. It's just, but at the same time, just getting different eyes on just projects. I mean, that's the biggest thing, for sure.
Totally agree. Yes. No, that's the way it is.
No, no, for sure, brother. But man, dude, thank you for jumping on here, man. I appreciate it, brother. I mean, when it comes to your film, this is your second one. I want to see your first one.
I will send it
Send
to
me
you.
a
I will
link.
send it
Yeah,
to you.
I want to check that
It
out
was
right
really,
on.
yeah, it was really nice as well. You will see like probably the difference on the more on the technique for sure, not
Yeah.
only on the devices used for film, but also in the technique, in the ideas. But I really enjoyed that as well. That was a really really good short film. So probably if we can get together and whenever you release your project for end of the year, probably next
Yeah.
year we can make something together when we can showcase our art to
No,
people,
no,
to
for
the
sure.
community, to the industry.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Because I mean, there's so much talent out there, man. Especially here in San Antonio, man. So many people. It was kind of like a hidden gem because when I first started this podcast, I was doing events. I was out there,
Mhm.
moderating and doing Q&A panels and everything. But it was like hard for me to find people filming. I would see them, and I was like, but it was like everybody was kind of like, oh, they wouldn't say nothing, and I was like, man, so. I mean, I started interviewing people, and so that's kind of when they started opening up. And hey, you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, So I would show up and do BTS. I would take behind the scenes shots, video, whatever they allowed me. But at the same time, that's when I started getting invited. Like, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I've been
That's
wanting to
cool.
do this, so I've gotten some good opportunities, and I'm still getting them. But I'm always willing and ready for projects, brother. So yes,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I really appreciate that you invite me to this space.
yeah,
I'm really happy to meet you virtually, but I know that we're gonna get together in order to film this episode of Can You Fly My Drone? And for
do it.
sure, this is not the last time, and we will continue collaborating together.
No, no, yes, brother. We will stay in touch, man. And of course, man. But don't hang up, brother. Everybody out there, of course, once again, make sure and follow up. This is Spida. Once again, Gabriel Chavez. Thank you, brother. As always, till next time. Follow up.
See you. Thank you.